Hello everyone, JRDL96 here with a brand new reaction. As you can tell by the title, it's another Marvel related trailer. But this time it's the Sony's horrible attempt at trying to be like the MCU. We had Venom originally, which I honestly liked. I thought it was alright. But now they're trying to expand it all with more movies and more characters in this whole Sonyverse. And now they're trying to use the character known as Morbius, the living vampire, or Michael Morbius. Like, I've heard of the character. I've actually seen the character in the animated cartoon from the 90s. Michael Morbius, when he had those little things on his hands to, well, they couldn't say blood on the show, so he was just draining people's plasma. It's weird censorship back then. But I'm well aware of the character, and he's pretty much a living vampire. But the person who's playing him is interesting to me. Jared Leto. You know, the guy who played the Joker in Suicide Squad a couple years ago. And now who's been kicked to the curb thanks to Joaquin Phoenix. So, yeah, that's interesting. So now he ends up at Marvel's door. But I don't know if this is going to be any way, shape, or form going to be connected to the MCU. I doubt it. It would be weird if it would be a real hard explanation. Like, how do you fit Venom into this whole thing as well? If they're trying to put everything together and everything, especially with the new deal that Sony and Disney made, I don't know. It's going to be a weird, complicated mess. Get Doctor Strange to explain it, maybe. But anyways, I might as well just react to this trailer because it kind of caught my attention because, like, again, I'm curious on what disaster this movie is going to be. So anyways, let's just get right into it. So without further ado, let's react to this trailer, shall we? I hate those fucking teaser things at the beginning.
I've known you since you were a child. You have a gift. You always have. If there's an answer to your disease, you'll find it.
Again, association with Marvel.
I should have died years ago. Why am I still here if not to fix this? I have a rare blood disease, and I'm running out of time. This could be my last chance.
May not be a good idea.
To something, what is it?
That's not exactly legal.
I want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
Why? Is he Batman now?
At what cost?
Everything.
Michael, what's happening?
I went from dying to feeling more alive than ever. Increased strength and speed.
Ooh. Nightcrawler?
The ability to use echolocation.
Ooh. Now we're trying to be Daredevil?
Powering urge to consume blood.
Oh.
How far are we allowed to go?
Whoa. You saw that, right?
To fix something that's broken. Until the remedy is worse than the disease.
Oh.
Michael Morbius. Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing, huh?
What's up, Doc?
What? What? Wait, what? Wait, the Vulture's in this too? What the hell's going on? So now Michael Keaton's in this movie? They're trying to tie everything together. They're trying to connect these movies. Problem was, Venom was trying to avoid any reference to anything in the MCU. That's the issue. Now, all of a sudden, now we can do it. Because of the new agreement. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is going to end up being good or if it's going to end up being a disaster. But overall, it does look interesting. Like, the whole concept, like, again, Michael Morbius, who, according to this movie, is suffering from a rare blood disease, who attempts to cure himself with DNA from vampire bats, but instead it becomes afflicted with a form of vampirism. So pretty much he becomes a living vampire as a result. But there's like a lot of imagery that kind of reminds me a lot of the Batman movies, especially all the flying bats and stuff like that. But again, that final shot with Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, at the end of that trailer. What? You have no idea how many questions I have. Like, since when did this happen? I did not know about this because I could care less about Sonyverse because of Avi Arad and his dumb ways of thinking. I can't trust these fucking movies because they're not if they're not affiliated with the MCU, then I could care less. Unless if it's someone that I kind of like, which is Venom. That's the only one I cared about. But unfortunately, because we made that movie too successful, then we greenlit these movies. Now there's also another Kraven the Hunter movie. Like, come on. Like, what other fucking movies do you have to make a movie about? What, are you gonna make a movie about Doc Ock next? You already have a movie with Doc Ock, Spider-Man 2. I don't know, man. I'm kind of conflicted about it. I'm kind of conflicted about this, like, because, again, also, what's more interesting is that one shot of Morbius in the alley, and you see graffiti on the wall, and you see the graffiti of Spider-Man on the wall. But here's the thing. You would think, oh, that might be the MCU Spidey. No, that's not the MCU Spidey. That is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. That's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. That's the same, like, shot from the video game, by the way, too. Which is more interesting. But again, I don't understand why. Like, why use that? You could have just used Homecoming art. You could have used, like, a shot from the video game for Homecoming. And it would have been fine, but again, confusing as hell. You're trying to imply that the Raimiverse Spidey movies are somewhat connected to Morbius. But then you throw Michael Keaton in and you're like, oh, it's a part of the MCU. It's like, which one is it, Avi Arad? Which one? Which one is it? Is it Andrew Garfield? Is it Tom Holland or is it Tobey Maguire? Which one? But anyways, I'm going to watch the trailer again just to really catch the things I didn't miss. That I did miss, maybe. That made no sense. But okay, let's try this again.
Michael, I've known you since you were a child. You have a gift. You always have. If there's an answer to your disease, you'll find it.
Yes, to have that much eyeshadow in that one shot.
I should have died
Dark
years
flyer.
Why am I still here if not to fix this? I have a rare blood disease, and I'm running out of time. This could be my last chance.
You're up to something. What is it?
It's not exactly legal.
Not exactly lethal. Maybe
I want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
ask Dr. Connors. He tried that with lizards. That didn't work for him.
At what cost? Michael, what's happening?
I went from dying to feeling more alive than ever. Increased strength and speed. The ability to use echolocation. And an overpowering urge to consume blood. How far are we allowed to go? To fix something
That's the actor who
broken.
plays Dr. Who.
Until the remedy is worse than the disease.
Michael Morbius. Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing, huh?
What's up, Doc?
Okay, Bugs Bunny, what are you doing? Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this movie. Like, you could see that they're really trying now to throw... They're throwing in Michael Keaton in to try to connect Morbius to the MCU. If that's the case, then that's really not a good move. They should have done that with Venom. If they were trying to do something with... Like, that's the thing. Now, apparently now Venom is somewhat not connected. But then again, they could continue. They could have fixed the issue in the sequel. But then again, we had that little report going around that Tom Holland filmed a cameo in Venom, and then Disney was like, no, take that out. But still, it's just, I don't know. The New Deal, apparently are allowed to... Marvel's gonna somewhat help them out with these Spider-Verse films. I don't know. But overall, I think it looks pretty interesting. Like, it looks promising. Like, it doesn't, like, I'm not really into vampires or anything. After Twilight and shit, like, fuck that piece of shit. Like, still, but I'm not really into vampires that much. Like, I'm not that big of a vampire fan, but I'm well aware of the character of Morbius from the Spider-Man cartoon and the comics. So I'm well aware of the character, but I think Jared Leto looks pretty good for Morbius. But there's a lot of like imagery and visual effects that are like almost taken from like the X-Men movies and stuff like that. Like that one shot you saw, that purple stuff in that one shot reminded me a lot of what's his name from? I think I might have butchered the guy's name, but the guy who teleports a lot in the X-Men movies, Nightcrawler. Yeah, I was right, Nightcrawler. All right, just making sure. I was thinking to myself, maybe I fucked that up, and a lot of people were yelling at me in the comments. But Yeah, a lot of that purple stuff reminded me a lot of Nightcrawler, and the echolocation reminded me a lot of Daredevil. But again, this is another case of like they're trying to somewhat connect these Sonyverse films with the MCU by just throwing in Michael Keaton in there, just to make it seem like, oh, it's part of the MCU. Like now, apparently, how New Mutants is going to be somewhat part of the MCU now. To introduce mutants. When it was originally just part of the Foxverse. I don't know, it might not be good if they do it like that, but anyway, honestly, we'll just have to wait and see when this movie comes out, which is July 31st of 2020. So we just have to do the wait and see approach. And if critics like it and audience like it, then we'll be fine. And okay, whatever. But still, it looks, I don't know. But honestly, it looks interesting to me. I'll say that. But anyways, I think that's officially it on today's reaction to this trailer. Sorry for dragging on for too long. And also, again, apologies for Monday, because I kind of fucked up that video where I accidentally decided to make the video muted the whole time and not an actual, while editing that video, and yeah, I kind of screwed that up, so I had to go back to the file and unmute the actual video. So now we should be good now. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Be sure to ring that bell to be part of the notification squad. Be sure also to check out my Instagram because I make cool ads and Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, even myself. I also do reenactments and cosplays on there, so go check it out. Be sure also to check out my Tumblr and my Discord in the description as well. So until next time, JRDL96 signing out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!